Living in the worst conditions imaginable and unable to afford a square meal a day, 70-year-old Ifwakoto is not captured on the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty program LIP for survival. She has 2 grandchildren who are gifted with the ability to create, but poverty has shut the door to their dreams for now. And any form of informal sector pension is most certainly not on her cards. Beatrice Senajo spent few days with Ifwakoto, a resident of Dadiase in the Setrikumiru district of Ashanti.
Even though she works tirelessly from dawn to dusk to care for her family, Ifwakoto is only able to get some tubers of cassava from the farm she waits every day. This structure is home for her and her 2 grandchildren. Broken pots, broken buckets, scattered dirty clothes, old trunks and dirty bowls. Her husband left her 40 years ago and she has never set her eyes on him again. From then on, it has been struggling and juggling from one job to another to fend for the family. Poverty, she says, has drained all her youthful juices. She defines poverty. Before rises at 4 a.m., she returns home at 3 p.m. with some tubers of cassava or 10 Ghana cedis. On days she is given cassava by her employer, she hurries home to put some food on the table for her grandchildren. First, she cuts the cassava into pieces and uses her improvised grater to make cassava dough. Ifwakoto starts her fire to prepare banku for lunch and supper. She says sometimes they go without food if strength fails her and is therefore unable to go and weed. They have no choice than to survive on water. Ifwa has 2 children who have both left for the city in search of supposed better living conditions. Many times, Ifwa is left to battle life alone. She cleans and does many domestic chores alone. Ifwa sometimes thinks back on her youth when she served a relative in the city. She says those were dark days and draw tears.
Nene tibiana kuvisena tana ya dia hamen meso misi so no ma tsekum hase mi ma meni an be fa me ko e nto so me ba no esen ka no o pedi bi kuta me ba me ntama tofa ana o de ma me pabo ka o de go nka ho ana o de me beto atwene ya nti ne chese mi ana chese me she wo bla na se.
The 2 plywood planks are a bed for her and her 2 grandchildren. She has not slept on a mattress for decades now, and what broke the entire crew was when she confessed that the clothes on her were picked from a nearby refuse dump. She also walks barefoot.
Nti ne mpabo na me kwayi asene eye bonkuni ni fa e wo ha baby kula me to e na me de she nti me duru ho no ne chese ha no ana o ma me mpabo na wa wuja ho no no de sa mpabo na ma tade ye she me na nya tade bi e senka me di pie so bi ni ho no kula me kwosisa ne da se ha se na me de koma obi e pimpa mama.
One of Ifwakoto's wishes is to afford at least a beef loaf and tea as breakfast every morning and also eat properly before she dies.
And we were for the pan on and you go for the long. Okay. Saturday. Yes, I was on a program and go to TV. I go ready. And so a woman to go here with my youth and get them for team on. I feel like me beefy. A team of cockroaches come here more than you gramming. As I said, tell me, did a son whom be.
17-year-old Kwekunti is Ifuakoto's grandson. He makes shapes from used water bottles and a helicopter with bamboo. He dropped out of school many years ago due to financial constraints. Kweku has a wish for his grandmother.
And I said, from a far, I say, if you then, but I say, to a bit me drug, and I say, a bit me be science. Oh, boy, you did do, and so I say, you did a banana, a coba di, but this you to the no coba, no yali. Now, we do counsel, the total was in 9 years,
This story so moved our team such that we contributed and bought a few items for her. There are many people with similar stories to Ifuakoto's across the country. Official reports from the LEAP website show that in 2015, 90,000 households and over 200,000 beneficiaries were captured under the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty program to receive cash support. Ifuakoto was not captured. Ifua has no idea what the LEAP program is all about.
I'm better be poor, and I'm yadam, Papa. The Metifia could run. Mideniaso. From the attitude, Bina, Menana, so, and a crana, but the Buhasi, and I'm cock of fire. Of course, the and cross of flower. Intimidate 2 of your women so fast and into a letter, and a bruno, and I'm crying fire.
She tells me God has been good to her and given her long life with no health issues. She prays that help will come someday somehow from any individual or benevolent organization so she too can sleep on a mattress and live comfortably in better surroundings before she leaves this life. If you can, do extend a helping hand to Ifuakoto, because together we can hold each other up, especially the most vulnerable. Beatrice Sanaju, GBC News, Dadiase.